now that we're here, we've talked about moments that make us feel alive. I got this whole idea for this video when my husband and I went to go pick up a slow cooker that we had left over at a friend's house after a party.
That's right, I cook for parties. I'm awesome. Okay, moving on.
One of our friends that lives there, he's a German foreign exchange student, and we're sitting there drinking coffee with him, talking about traveling. He starts to tell us about this trip he took to Puerto Rico. So my friend starts to tell me about this experience where he went to the bioluminescent bay. He goes there with a group of kayakers. It's nighttime. He's out there on the water. And when you move your hand through the water, the bioluminescence catches on the fish. I'll probably be flashing pictures so you know what the heck I'm talking about right now because it's hard to describe. But it's basically like the movie Avatar, IRL, totally epic. He goes off in the kayak all by himself. He's laying out there looking up at the stars and it's quiet and they're just stars in the sky. He decides he's gonna go back to meet the rest of the group because he was laying out there by himself for so long. All of the fish were around his boat. So he puts his, I'm gonna butcher this, kayak stick, oar, thank you. He puts his oar back into the water and it just lights up all around him and the fish are swarming. He goes to kayak back to the group and the fish follow him the whole way there. He said it was the happiest moment of his life. His story made me think about when I went to Greece with my family and we went on a cruise and I was laying on the top of the boat looking up at the stars and there are so many stars. If you go anywhere where you're super far away from light, it's insane the sheer number of stars you can actually see in the sky. I had no idea. I'm looking up at the stars thinking, these are the same stars that my ancestors looked up at night. I mean, I'm Greek, so as I'm thinking like, this is the same exact sky, like this like area, this little triangulation, this is right where they were looking up into the sky. When you stop and you are present in the moment and you're paying attention to how it's all connected, this is when your life experience really catapults it into the next step. And you can have these experiences every single day. You just have to live your life like a child. I'm a kindergarten teacher and they play in a sandbox and it's like epic. They're like building sandcastles and they're like, oh my gosh, look at my sandcastle and I made a moat. When you watch a child play in a sandbox, they are completely immersed in what they're doing. They are 100% present. How can we be like children? They're so invested in playing in a sandbox. Obviously, like we don't have a sandbox to play in.
But apparently there's something in Texas called the Extreme Sandbox where adults can actually play on construction equipment. So you're welcome.
I was walking down to the beach the other day and there's like this cool little like cave spot and I'm like, man, if I were 5, I would be all up in that. I would be all about that. That would be my little play area. I'd turn it into a house and I'd start like collecting seashells and make a little like mermaid area. It'd be totally awesome. When you're a kid, everything's big, so everything's like cool because it's all big and seems like huge. But when you're an adult, nothing's really big anymore. You have the life experience. Things don't seem that cool anymore. You're like, oh, whatever, been there, done that, like bought the t-shirt, not that interesting. But what is it to adults that really captures our interest and makes us feel small and excited and new and present? I would say a lot of things revolve around nature. When you go to the ocean, it's expansive. Some people really connect to sports. When you're playing sports and you're really trying to perfect something that's difficult, that is challenging for an adult, that can be really captivating. I had so much fun talking to people and learning about their stories and experiences. If you see this video and it inspires you and you want to share with me, I would love to hear your stories. You can comment below. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. And those are my reflections with wine.